Hi, I'm Dr. Marion Maloof. I'm here today to talk to you about plantar fasciitis, how it happens, what to do about it. But anyway, we're going to give you some stretches to do. Typically what happens in a case of plantar fasciitis, you're going to have pain in the bottom of the foot, and it's usually going to happen between the arch and the ball of the foot. It happens to, I'm going to tell you how I got rid of my own case. I had recently resumed riding my bike and I was getting a good bit of exercise. So what happens when you exercise is the muscles tend to shorten. So when the muscles shorten, and me, of course, I'm too busy to stretch, you see, but I wasn't stretching enough. And that's what caused the problems. The problem is that when you're exercising and you're working muscles, the muscles shorten. So you have the glutes, which are in the buttock. You have the hamstrings, which are behind the thigh. You have the calf muscles, which are at the back of the leg. And those are called, all those together you call the posterior chain, because posterior means towards the back of the leg. So as you're working those muscles, they shorten. The problem is that as those muscle groups get tight, the last link of the chain is right down there at the bottom, where that, if all these muscles are tight, there's not enough give, there's not enough flex to allow that plantar muscle or fascia down at the bottom of your foot to adequately stretch. So if all these other muscles are tight, the last link of the chain is really having to work too hard, and what happens is it overstretches, it irritates. You have little micro bleeds in there where you have little micro, it's just where the artery, the veins and capillary beds and stuff like that actually bleed. So, and you cause little micro injuries. So, and the only way to really get rid of this situation is to stretch out the posterior chain, so when you do that, then the plantar has more room to flex. So the first thing you want to do, this might be a little high for most people, it's not for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on a glute stretch. So the glute stretch starts out, you want to do a runner's type stretch, it's going to look like this. So, and you want to feel the stretch here, behind the knee, and in the hamstring, and you can come down and you sit there and you hold it. You want it to be uncomfortable, but not too much. If you're not flexible enough to do this, you can start out doing this and just grab your leg and do the same thing on the other side. The other thing you can do for a glute stretch is going to be something like this, to where you put one leg in front of the other. And usually what I'll do is I'll suggest that you lean against the wall to kind of get yourself stabilized against something. And then you come down and you grab and you pull. So that's going to be, and you do that on the opposite side too. So that's your glute stretch. So now we're going to get into some hamstrings. The best way that I know of to do hamstring stretches is what I'm about to show you. So you get down on the floor and you're sitting up like this, and you put something like this. You get a belt. This is nice and comfortable for your hands. It's easy to grab. So my legs are spread 45 degrees. I'm sitting up straight, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull myself down towards this foot, and you want to stretch, okay? And then you do the same thing on the other side. So everything you do on one side, you want to do on the other, and you pull down like this, and you stretch. Now, it's going to get kind of boring when you're doing it that way constantly, so what I like to do to change it up is I'll roll up on my back, keep this opposing leg, keep that down straight, and what you want to do is pull your leg up this way, and you want to give that a really good stretch. So those are some really good ways to stretch your hamstrings. The other thing you want to do The last part of the chain is going to be the calf. Now, you can, if you have stairs at home where you have a railing or something where you can grab, and you can do toe dips where your toes are on the step above and you're dropping your heels down below. Okay, you can stretch out that way. If you don't have any steps at home, you can do this, and you can stretch. You do it's a wall stretch to where you push out with the leg like this, push out, and then you hold it, and you want to feel it, but you want to do it two different ways. There's two different ways to do that. You do it both. You do it with the knee locked straight, and then you do it again with the knee slightly bent. So it's going to be the same motion, except you're going to slightly bend the knee just a little bit and get a little extra stretch in there. The locked knee gets one band of the calf, and the bent knee gets the other. So that's how I got rid of my plantar fasciitis, by stretching. Usually if that happens to you, it's because you're not stretching enough. But if you have a problem that's continuing and you're having some issues, one leg shorter than the other, if the body's not even, that's going to cause you a lot of trouble too. So you want to be sure that your nervous system is completely clear. You want to be sure that there's no stress and pressure in there on the nervous system, breaking down the communication between the brain and the body. That's going to be the first and foremost thing. So, if I can help you, please call me. My name is Dr. Marion Maloof, and the number is 770-923-1111. Thanks, and have a great day.